Well, good evening and welcome to the broadcast tonight, the 25th day of February 2025. As usual, we do have lots lined up for you from the country and across the borders. My name is Sammy Adika and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Right on to our top story tonight. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, now says it needs 61 billion Kenya shillings to finance the upcoming 2027 general elections. Appearing before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, IEBC Deputy Chief Executive Officer Obadiah Keitani stated that the Commission would register an additional 5.7 million Kenyans as voters, bringing the total figure of registered voters to 28 million. Now, IEBC also says it needs to replace 45,352 Kenya Integrated Election Management System, KIMS, kits that will be used to electronically capture voters' facial images, fingerprints, and civil data.
Projects to register 5.7 million more voters to have a total of 28 million and conduct the 2017 general elections. List of proposed projects and respective expenditure allocation. The Commission has no development project for the year 2024-25. However, it proposes to implement the Uchaguzi Center project and construction of county warehouses in the medium term as reflected in the next two. H. The implementation status of Cabinet resolution on reforming state corporations aimed at addressing operation and financial inefficiencies, enhance service delivery, and reduce dependence on exchequer. The Commission does not have a Cabinet resolution on that effect. Request to the committee. The Commission requests this committee to note the submission, support in allocation of adequate resources. Number 3, we need a front-loading to 25-26 to facilitate preparation of the general election and implementation of the constitutional mandate.
Away from that, the National Assembly Committee on Lands has raised concerns over the slow compensation of Kenyan households displaced by state projects like the construction of roads and other strategic infrastructure in the country. Now, members of parliament led by the committee's chairperson and North Mugirango Member of Parliament, Joash Nyamoko, raised these concerns during a meeting with officials from the National Lands Commission, NLC, during the review of the 2025 budget policy statement. Let's take a look.
Members of the Land Committee in the National Assembly have raised concerns on the slow state of compensation to the families displaced by the state projects. According to the members, many households are still waiting to get compensation for several years since these projects, which include roads, were initiated.
I think it won't be very fair if you can look for that money for Kitui Road for compensation of those people. I think it has taken long. And I'm very sure we have already compensated so many new projects on the same. I think we have no any excuse other than allocating money to clear with the Kitui people.
During a meeting with officials from the National Land Commission NLC to review the 2025 budget policy statement BPS, committee chairperson MP Joash Nyamoko raised these concerns. While protesting over this, Kitui South MP Rachel Nyamai cited the Kibwezi Mutumo Road in Kitui County, saying many families are yet to be compensated 7 years after the project was initiated by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Those have been done long time ago. There's no money, so people know NLC and compensation is one and the same. When they come, we have no solution for them. Sometimes we even receive patients who are dying. They have cancer patients. They need to go to India. They have no money. Mutomo Kibwezi. There was even a case of Mutomo Kibwezi, a mother going to India. Me and Beth, I think we had to go out of our way just to do undertaking for that woman to go to India. Because we have to put our records that this woman, when the money comes, we replenish our accounts. So we go extra mile with this, but it's actually it's a concern to all of us.
In the defense, NLC chairperson Gashon Otachi and the CEO Kabale Tachi told the members of the committee that the particular compensations, including several others, were pending due to unavailability of funds, citing failure from other state agencies, including the Kenya National Highway Authority (KENHA), to release the necessary funds.
Hilo swali lingejibiwa vizuri zaidi na Kenya National Highways Authority. Na labda kama mngetuita pamoja, bila mmefanya wakati mwingine, ingemuuliza hilo swali, muulize kwa sababu gani mnaweka bajeti kwa project fulani mnaweka na zingine hapo.
Addressing concerns on delayed completion of settlement of the landless, NLC has deflected the blame to the bureaucracy surrounding release of the funds from other state agencies that undertake the development project, thus stating there is a need for registration to detach the compensation process of the bureaucracy. In the BPS, the NLC budget ceiling in the coming financial year 2025-2026 has been kept at 3.01 billion, which is an increase of 69.1 compared to the allocation of 1.7 billion in the year 2024-2025 financial year. Reporting for Hope Newswatch, my name is Iamson Mongeria.
Well, many thanks, Ian Mungera, for the report. In his third day tour in the Coast region, President William Ruto has continued to officiate several development projects. Now speaking when he laid the foundation stone for 154 units of the Diani Affordable Housing Project in Kwale County, the head of state highlighted the potential of the project to unlock economic opportunities and foster growth in the region. Now flanked by leaders from the region, President Ruto told of critics opposed to his ideologies, further calling on Kwale residents to continue registering under the Social Health Authority SHA.
Nimefika hapa pia kwa shughuli ya kupatiana hati miliki. Tumetengeneza hati miliki ya mashamba 6,200 ya watu wa Kwale. Leo hizo titles ziko hapa. Wenyewe watu tutawapatia hati zenu za kumiliki ardhi. Na kwa sababu nilisema wakati wa uchaguzi, donda sugu, tatizo sugu la mambo ya uskwota pwani hii lazima tuimalize. Na serikali ya kumalizana na uskwota ni serikali hii ambayo tuko nayo saizi. Nyie mnanielewa? Na tayari tumekubaliana na viongozi wenu. Tuko na priority list ya zile absentee landlords ambazo tutalipa mashamba yao, wananchi ambao wanaishi hapo tuwagawie, iwe ni kwao, tuwapatie hati miliki ndio tuweze kusonga mbele. Pia tuko na mpango kamili wa serikali ambayo tumekubaliana na nchi za nje. Tumekubaliana na Wamarekani, Wajerumani, Wafaransa, watu wa UAE, watu wa Saudia, ya kwamba vijana wa Kenya ni vijana wa bidii, wanaweza kufanya kazi na kule na pia waweze kurudi nyumbani. Kwa hivyo nyinyi vijana tayari mjipange, inaitwa export of labor, ndio tuhakikisha kwamba mnapata ajira, mnasukuma gurudumu ya maendeleo na mnazidi kuchangia katika kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele. Vijana hoye!
Well, away from that, on to matters education. As the government struggles with the release of capitation fund to schools in the country, parents from low-income households are struggling to meet the basic CBC requirements, with education stakeholders now calling for more support to such families and help keep their children in school. Speaking in Kisumu County while leading a stationery distribution exercise to needy and vulnerable children in Kisumu Obunga slums, DDB representative Stanley Audi said that with the dwindling government CBC support, there is need for other stakeholders from both public and private sector to help bridge the gap by supporting vulnerable households hit by diminishing income and rising cost of education.
Nilikuwa na wasiwasi wale nitapata pesa ya kununua vitabu. Na kupata pesa ya kununua vitabu, kwenda kwa duka pale, labda nunue vitabu 2 ama 1. Na kununulia huyu mmoja amebaki. Sasa kuja hapa hawezi fanya hiyo service zote vile nafanywa hapa bila vitabu.
As parents of CBC learners, we have a great challenge because like of me, I lost my job due because of the issue that I got after falling from a building, and I had an opportunity to have this grace with the DDB fraternity. I've got books, pencils, rubbers, sharpeners for my kids to use in school.
Over 90% of children from this school are sourced from the nearby slum called Obunga. So as you understand, with the slum living area and conditions, it's not really possible to meet the needs of these children so far as the school equipment are concerned. So our desire is to bridge the gap, because sometimes the aid that is received from the government is not enough for these children.
Now, a new Australian government-funded research initiative focused on land restoration in Kenya was launched earlier on Tuesday with an estimated 287 million Kenya shillings commitment. Now, the project, unveiled by Dr. Jen Njuguna, the director of Kenya Forestry Research Institute, KEFRI, in Nairobi, aims to boost regreening efforts across the country. Now, supported by the Australian Centre for International Agriculture Research, this collaborative project involves key partners, including World Vision Australia, World Vision Kenya, KEFRI, the Centre for International Forest Research, the University of Nairobi, and the United Nations University. Now, its primary objective is to explore effective adaptation strategies that enhance community-driven regreening initiatives and accelerate the restoration of degraded landscapes in the country. Now, according to KEFRI director, the initiative aligns with Kenya's government goals of restoring 10.6 million hectares of degraded land and increasing tree cover to 32% by the year 2032 as part of the African Forest Landscape Restoration Initiative and the Bonn Challenge.
That this project aims to integrate climate adaptation pathways within a community-led regreening model and will help communities and governments consider current and future climate risks and enhance the capacities of communities to adapt to climate change impacts. This responds well to the country's programs, plans, policies, strategies, and other related climate action.
We see this research as critical for understanding how to make this environmental restoration work that we are all part of more responsive to climate change, and to support these communities to be agents of their own regreening and their own adaptation, so that they, their environments, and their livelihoods can continue to thrive now and long into.
And we've been here this morning to launch the event and celebrate the partnership and collaboration between Australia and Kenya. And one of the real things that has been highlighted, which is really important, is that this project is research-led and done in collaboration between scientists and local knowledge. The projects are being community-led by Kenyan farmers and people on the ground, but with the support of all of these high-level institutions.
Program, it is an adaptive research program, which is not a research for academic rigor. It is a research for producing impact. Impact for the smallholder farmers, but also rural communities who are doing what they can in responding to climate change effects. So it is a research which will bring up solutions which are scalable, which are able to work. As for World Vision, we have solutions which we have seen that they are working. But the importance of a research that now it allows us to validate that, but also to have it scalable. This program is a 3.5-year program, but it is layering on top of already.
Now, the government has addressed recent concerns regarding President William Ruto's recent directive on the disbursement of Inua Jamii funds via M-Pesa. In a press release, spokesperson, that is government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, clarified that the transition to mobile money aims to curb fraud cases that hindered the disbursement of funds earlier. Mwaura confirmed that out of the 1.7 million Inua Jamii beneficiaries, 1.4 million have transitioned to mobile money payment, with the government now targeting to fully migrate to M-Pesa to ensure seamless transaction and financial transparency. Currently, the government disburses 3.52 billion Kenya shillings under the program, however, targeting to increase the disbursement funds in the next 3 years to 15 billion Kenya shillings, expanding coverage and support for vulnerable citizens. The government has an ongoing registration drive for new beneficiaries to increase the number of beneficiaries from 1.7 million to 2.5 million.
This program covers 1.7 million Kenyans, and it has been wrought with fraud in the past because people have to congregate at the headquarters to receive money, and sometimes people were even waylaying some of the beneficiaries. As a result, we have done proper targeting as a government, and as we speak, in this new system, already 1.4 million Kenyans have been able to access the funds. Through the phone, you get the money and then you can use it locally. Inua Jamii program has been extremely successful. And so therefore, we are very, very proud as a nation. We encourage Kenyans to dial *22 *3 hash and follow the prompts, both English and Kiswahili, and then they will be able to benefit so that you have a seamless payment. It's also good to say that we intend to increase this figure of 1.7 million to 2.5 million by the year 2027.
Shall be taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back with Matters Business. Don't go too far.
Hope TV presents News on the Go every day at 4 p.m. for all the breaking news and news making headlines. Hope TV, look and live.
This week on Hope Devotion.
So until you have that promise ring, you are not assured of the fact that you are the bride of Jesus.
Join Pastor Brown Karinga as he shares the Word of God on the topic, the 7 Spirits of God.
The Holy Spirit, when he comes and he finds a person who will submit under him, he becomes Lord. He becomes Lord. This is Romans chapter 8 verse 14. As many as are led, building yourselves up in the most holy faith. So the moment you engage the Word of God, the moment you engage the exercise of prayer in the Spirit, what you're doing is that you're strengthening yourself, you're reinforcing yourself, you're building yourself up.
Start your day with Hope every morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Hope TV, look and live.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Going back to the heart of worship.
Whether up the mountain or down the valley, we were created to worship God.
Enjoy carefully selected worship music every Wednesday all day long.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
We take it a notch higher with more worship music.
Every Wednesday
is Worship Wednesday.
Only on Hope FM. Listen and live.
Welcome back and straight on to Matters Business. The government has unveiled a digital media center in Nairobi to enable content creators edit their content and enhance their work. Speaking during the launch of the center located at the post offices, ICT and Digital Economy Principal Secretary John Tanui stated that the purpose of the launch of the center is to enable content creators turn their skills into a business and be able to contribute to the economic development of the country. Tanui further noted that other digital media centers will be established in all the 47 counties. Now, Presidential Advisor on Matters Economy Moses Kuria clarified that the center will not be used to control content produced right here in the country.
Digital Media Factory. Are you involved in digital media? Do you have an online TV and online radio, like I can clearly see on the microphones before me? You now have a home. You no longer have to struggle with the bits where you're going to house your media forum. If you have an idea and you want it to be scaled, this is now your space. Shortly, this place will be armed with computers, cameras that can be rented. So you're a digital media and you want to rent a camera, government is going to provide you with cameras, is going to provide you with the best microphones you can get in the market, best editing suits, a studio where you can record your podcasts. You can, for content creators who fill Nairobi every Sunday across our streets, you now have a place you can come and professionally edit. The regulations and how you access here are going to be published shortly because this is going to begin next week. So if you already have, we are launching it today so that computers can be put up, and by end of next week, it will be a place that is live. There is a big partnership. It will be run together by Multimedia University and Posta, who will ensure that the place is open, and it is going to be the first 24-hour facility.
We will be dedicating a space like this, one in every county, that will be dedicated to digital media team. And the purpose is to enable our people be able to turn the skill they have into a business and to be able to earn from their talent and to be able also to contribute to the economic development of our country. The contribution of the digital media to an economy is very significant. One, it actually sells your country, and you will be able to see numbers of tourists wanting to see your region.
We are not going to create this center so that we control the content. We don't want to control the content. Even if you want to make videos for Ruto Must Go, you are welcome. Yeah, you are welcome here. We are not here to do censorship. We are not here to do control. We are just here to ensure that we give you an environment for which you can do, your work.
Now, elsewhere, Kenya is making significant strides towards a sustainable future as the third edition of the Loop Kenya, or rather, as the third edition of the Loop Forum Kenya kicked off on Tuesday. Now, the two-day event is themed Driving Kenya's Transition to a Circular Economy Through Collaboration, Innovation and Sustainability, seeks to advance circular economy solutions, minimizing waste generation, and enhancing resource efficiency by bringing together key stakeholders, including government representatives, private sector leaders, investors, development partners, and research institutions. Now, by fostering collaboration, drive investment, and facilitate knowledge exchange, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers targets to accelerate the adoption of circular economy principles.
The mindsets that create problems need to change to be re-engineered so that they can now work towards solution. We are happy that this third Loop Forum has converged all these minds, especially for B2B matchmaking for circular innovation. NEMA is an institution of government, and we have been working closely with the CAM, the Kenya Alliance of Residents Associations, and DIPA for a very long time around this theme of circularity. And of course, within the ministry and NEMA, there are a raft of policy and regulatory instruments which have been rolled out. The Constitution itself, the environmental policy, waste policy, we have the extended producer responsibility regulations, we have the plastics regulations, amongst others, to provide the regulatory framework for us to support initiatives such as this one. And therefore, this dialogue on circularity is really critical. But I also urge that we explore other areas, because the conversation on circularity within the country, there are certain sectors which are not yet brought on board within these conversations. So we believe that together we have the potentials to create lasting change, and hoping to leave this forum inspired, rejuvenated, and with workable innovations and solutions, without leaving the person we call in Nema Wanjiko, that is the common man, behind. And therefore, on behalf of the Ministry of Environment and NEMA, we still again pledge our commitment to the Loop initiative, and hoping that we are going to scale even to higher heights going forward.
Today, or in the next 2 days, if you count, we have about 65 exhibitors. The numbers has increased compared to the previous years, and we hope also in the next year we'll have more exhibitors coming on board. And so I would urge every participant to walk through each and every booth to understand what they're doing, and to promote the companies that have exhibited today. Our ambition also is to focus on how we can cascade education to our education and knowledge on circular economy to even our institutions, the schools, the academic institutions in this country, and even to push for curriculum development to encompass and include circular economy, so that at a young age, most of you here probably learned circular economy at an older age, but we want to change the perception and perspective, so that at a young age, our children could take up the idea of circular economy. So when they grow up, when they develop ideas, they are conscious in terms of preserving and conserving our environment.
Well, now in matters sports, Nairobi County Government has partnered with the Esport Federation to boost esport in the country. Nairobi City County Deputy Governor Njoroge Mushiri says the partnership is a win-win for both sides, further noting that the growing number of gamers in the country will open new market opportunities for esports, further expressing the country's commitment, or rather the Nairobi County's commitment, to developing the sport further and providing many with opportunities to utilize their talents.
Again, the exposure, going to Paris, especially even meeting the other gamers from other countries, you see their gameplay, their ideas, and even become friends. And so you just network with them and you grow. Yeah.
For so long, people have been saying they are talking to young people, but we are happy that the county is listening to young people and listening to what they love, which is video games. And this E-League One Tour is the 4th edition now in the country. And young people will be competing for an opportunity to go to France to represent the country there. And so for us, it's a big thank you. When we reached out to the county government, they were very responsive. We were able to show them the work we've done over the past 3 years, and also to tell them that our funds are growing. We've been doing it in before to 500, 400, and this year we are happy that they are providing us with sponsorship, including the charter hall, to be able to have more funds and to be able to support us with equipment to do this, which will go a long way in promoting esports.
Now, Rajveer 30 and motorsport icon Ian Duncan have been acknowledged for delivering a thrilling racing in the latest round of the 2025 Shell Autocross Championship. Vivo Energy Kenya's commercial manager Mark Sentu, while presiding over the prize-giving ceremony, recognized the exceptional skills and precision displayed by drivers on the challenging 5.9 kilometers track. Now, Sentu also lauded the event organizers for their unwavering commitment to prioritizing young drivers, ensuring the future of Kenyan motorsport remains bright, promising, and full of potential.
Thank you so much for being part of the beginning of the most important activity of our lifetime. And this is the 2025 Shell Autocross Championship. This is the first time Shell is actually a title sponsor of a rally or of a motorsport event in more than 35 years. The second thing is Any activity that has to do with the youth is the future of the activity. What you saw today is the future of motorsports as we know it in Kenya. This is what we saw. You're seeing guys who are as young as 8, 8, 12, 14, 17, and all the way up. And then you get to see guys like Ian Duncan. You get to see the drivers who have been in the picture all these years, kings of motorsport, coaching, training, supporting the youth. And that is the reason why we know motorsport in Kenya will always be alive. Buy Shell V-Power, bring guys to watch this activity, this championship. Send a message out on your WhatsApp groups. Send a message out, call people out, go to school, tell them you have an activity. We want to double, triple, quadruple the number of guys who are coming to watch. Because once we have that, then this sport continues to grow.
Now, focusing on the English Premier League matches scheduled for tonight, Chelsea under coach Enzo Maresca will face Southampton at 11:15 p.m. at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, which has been performing poorly in their last 2 consecutive matches, now needs 3 points from this victory to strengthen their campaign to finish in the top 4 by the end of this season. Currently, Chelsea is in the 6th position with 43 points following a 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa last weekend, while Southampton is in 20th position with 9 points after being thrashed 4-0 by Brighton, which is in the 9th position with 40 points in the English Premier League table. Quite an interesting match right there. We are waiting to see if the Blues will be able to gain the 3 points and jump to at least a better position to manage the EPL games right there. Well, will the Blues manage right there? We're waiting at exactly 11:15. The match will be kicking off. Well, that right there marks the end of our broadcast tonight. Many thanks for your company. My name is Sammy Adika, and our sign language interpreter has been Boniface Mureithi. Do have a wonderful night. Goodbye.